Guys, Spirit Collector here. So today I'm going to show you the very simple steps on how to repair your PartyTime Costumes Halloween animatronic relay switch. So for anyone who's bought any of the PartyTime costume props, those being Crouchy, the Collector, and the Butcher, you might. It depends on the specific one, but your animatronic, when he plugs in, might keep turning repeatedly, even despite him not being in activation mode. And after his activation, he'll also keep spinning for about a minute or so. So I've bought all three so far: the Crouchy, the Butcher, and the Collector. And the only one that I haven't had this issue with was the Collector. Crouchy, this one right here, and the Butcher, who is back in storage, have had this issue with their relay switch. So basically, I'm going to explain how it works. I'm going to show you how to fix it. So basically, I mean, it's removed now, but I'll explain why it's removed in a second. But in here, there's a relay switch, like right in one of these ends. I'm forgetting which one. I think might be this one where it goes. There's a little hole, and in there, it's right here. Actually, I remembered. You could see where the hot glue is. There's a hole right here, and the wires go in there. So what it does is it keeps hitting this. That when it spins, there's a little plastic piece underneath this sheet here, and connected to this on the bottom, that hits a relay switch. So when the prop is on, it's touching the relay switch, so it shouldn't activate. And if it's not touching, it'll spin once, it'll hit the switch, and it'll stop. And same thing with when it's done with its activation. However, PartyTime Costumes is now notorious for making the absolute worst relay switches I've ever seen in my life. Because they snap, because I don't have it with me, but the little metal piece that hits so basically a relay switch is like a little box with a red button, and there's these metal prongs attached to the box, and the metal prongs touch the red button, and then the activation stops. So what happens is the metal prongs get knocked out of place because they're so cheap, and they bend and shift and break because they just keep getting pushed around by the mechanism, and they end up snapping. So that's why, and most of the time for Crouchy and the Butcher, they arrived broken with the broken relay switches. This wasn't like they worked great when I opened them and then I broke them. No. They came broken from Spirit. And it doesn't matter where you get it. Crouchy was in store and it's broken, and the Butcher was an online order and it broke. So it's not like you could try to save it. You could try to stop it. You have to get lucky, like with my Collector, who's probably going to break too, so I'm probably just going to end up fixing his as well, because it's just such a common issue. So now that you have knowledge of the relay switch, I'm going to tell you what to do. First, there's a screw. Crouchy's thing is getting in the way. And if you're wondering why Crouchy's head is on, is that you need a sensor to activate him, and I was just testing him a minute ago to make sure I did it right. So there's a screw. I'm going to use my screwdriver to point. There's a screw right here. You want to take this off, and then you want to put your screwdriver under this and pry this up. But carefully. Do it very safely so this doesn't snap or bend or break. And then this will be off. Then you're going to want to remove these 4 screws here. Okay? Not the middle one. The middle one's already off, but you want to remove these 4. Then you're going to want to lift open this plastic piece and access the relay switch, which there's a piece of hot glue right there where it is, but I used the screwdriver to pry the hot glue up, because what you have to do is, now when you have the relay switch, this isn't what it looks like, but this is how I fixed it. So what you need to do is take the relay switch out of here, because it won't go back in, because there's little holes on the switch that you have to cover with the tape. What you do is, you take the metal prong and make it flat, or any object, even if it's like a piece of paper or a screw or something, rest it on the red button on the relay switch, and then tape it so that it's held in place. Now, it won't stop every time, but it stops it automatically, which I think is better anyway, so it doesn't spin at all after its activation, or when you turn it on. So this can't go back in, so just leave it dangling here. So we're just going to leave it right here, so nothing happens to it, like it doesn't... You want it... I'm going to show you... See, I'm going to leave mine right... I'm going to leave mine right here, so that there's no way the wire gets caught while it's spinning or something. You could zip tie it to that, but I don't think that's entirely necessary. But if you want to, obviously you can. So, then, you put the cap back on, and you put this back on. So, it's a very simple repair, and I'm not sure why they didn't just make it like that to begin with. I don't know why they made the prongs that it has to hit because the prongs always snap off anyway. So now I'm going to turn Crouchy on so you can see it. So what happened with this Crouchy is whenever you would flip any switch, even if it was off, even if it was on step pad and you would turn it off, it would keep moving. So I'm going to show you now that whenever you hit the switch, it doesn't do anything because the switch is already hit. And after its activation, it immediately stops because the switch is already hit. So we're going to turn him on sensor. And as you notice, no movement. So let's activate him. There he goes. Oh, and you have to make sure you put this piece here as the opposite of the opposite to the bottom one, because then the head turning won't look right. See how much better that is? It stops immediately like it's supposed to. And I'll do it one more time to show you. See, and as you can see, he's totally stopped now. So anyway, this is a very simple, and this works on the Butcher and I believe the Collector too, but I haven't had to open the Collector yet, so I'm not sure. But I think the Collector and the Butcher are the same, because, you know, Crouchy's head turns the opposite way too. But I think since the Butcher and the Collector just turn side to side, I think it's the same. So see, I'm gonna shut him off now, but you see he stops like he's supposed to. He doesn't keep going. So so this works on all of the PartyTime costume animatronics that I don't really know how many there are actually. The only three I know of are Crouchy, the Butcher, and the Collector. If there's a PartyTime animatronic that isn't built like this, like the pole-based, then just, you know, it might be a little bit different. But I'm pretty sure that it would be exactly the same. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope your PartyTime costumes animatronic works a hell of a lot better now. See you next time. Bye.